Hello everyone, welcome to Musicians Edition. My name is Evan on the piano here, and in this video we are going to continue our sight reading series. And if you did catch my previous video on sight reading, we were doing gaps of seconds or thirds, which is going up 1 or 2 notes at a time. And so this video we're going to expand on that. We're going to add intervals of fourths and fifths, which is going to allow us to go not just up or down 1 or 2 notes, we're going to go up or down 1, 2, 3, or 4 notes. So we're going to expand our sight reading here and make sure we can get quicker and quicker at progressing through those pieces. So let's get into this. All right, quick review of benefits of learning gaps. It's so much quicker to be able to progress through a piece if you're not focused on individual note names. Thinking of second line, this is a G, space up above it, that's an A. We don't have to do that anymore. We can just name that first note using whatever tool you use to name your notes, and then from there it's just gaps. So G, okay, up 1, that's A. Up 2, we don't even have to name them. We can just look at our fingers and look, okay, up 1, up 2, up 3, whatever. That's what we're gonna do, and my goal after these videos is to train your brain into seeing it that way, because for me, it is so much quicker to get through pieces if I do that versus naming individual notes. So I hope you feel the same way. Let's dive into it. Okay, so this is what we are up to now. Before we just did up to the thirds, and so now we're going up to the fifths. And so if you use your hand as a guide for this one, that's like going from your thumb to your pinky if you have each finger laid on a note. And so that thumb to pinky is what's called the fifth interval, like C to G, and that thumb to ring finger is called the fourth interval. And what kind of stinks about these interval names is it's not so friendly, because that second interval is just going up 1 note, that third interval is going up 2 notes, and so on and so on. But what you can use to help with this is second interval is like going from your 1 finger to your second finger. Third interval, 1 finger to 3 finger. Fourth, 1 to 4. Fifth, 1 to 5. And so that's something that makes it make a bit more sense here. And you don't really need to know these interval names. If you're good at just reading, knowing that gap, and playing that gap, that's all you really need to focus on. Okay, but this is what we're gonna do here. Again, you can see C through G, or just put your thumb on a note, and that's the distance we're gonna practice going up or down here. So up to 4 notes higher, like C up to G. Let's practice with a bunch of different exercises today to help us get the hang of that. Before we jump into that, let's look at how this looks on the sheet. So that first one is called unison. It's the same thing, just telling you you're playing the same key over and over again. So that's easy to see, obviously. That second interval, the third interval, we already talked about in my previous video, but you can see them there as well too. That fourth and the fifth is the ones that we're adding in today. So the fourth interval, you can see it's like a line to a space there. That's going from that C to that F, that thumb to that ring finger. And that last one was the fifth interval, going from the 1 to the 5 finger, like C to G. And now that we've added a few more in here, we can talk about another kind of mechanism I use to help me here. Because differentiating the fourth from the fifth, or the third from the fourth, those ones that are right next to each other, isn't always going to be so easy until you get good practice with it. So something else you can use to help you with this is the odd numbers here, 1, 3, and 5. If you look at this, they all go line to line, and they always skip over that spaces in between them, so it's always line to line. So thumb to middle finger, or to the pinky, those 1, 3, and 5s, they're always line to line. Or if we started on a space, we end on a space, because they're skipping over whatever else is in between them, because it's like every other. Versus the evens, the seconds and fourths, going up 1 note or going up 3 notes there, is always going to mix them, line to space or space to line. So that's another tool you can help with, because if you see line to line and you're not sure if it's fourth or fifth, you know it's going to be odd number, which is going to be that fifth for sure. Versus if you see space to line, you know, the ones that mix, you know it's going to be an even number, which kind of helps you cut out half of the possibilities here.
Hey guys, sorry for interrupting, but just real quick, I wanted to let you know of an extra resource for sight reading, particularly these kind of intervals. So there's a thing called Tone Gym. It started off for oral skills, which is really important, but there's a whole bunch of other things too. And so it's basically set up as a game. So if we go here to our notational list, it's a sight reading thing. You can see it here. Let's check it out, okay? I set it down to a little closer to our level here. We're gonna play the game, and we're just gonna practice seeing our intervals. And we're also gonna learn to hear it too. Of course I did. That wasn't that. I panicked. Cleared. Perfect. So this is a great way to practice your sight reading skills, hearing things, and just thinking quicker. Because you saw, as time went on, it went faster and faster. And just real quick, there's just a whole bunch of different games. There's a dashboard. You can see everything going on. You have a whole entire profile. There's videos and classes you can join. Thought this would make a great extra resource for your musical journey. So if you're interested, you can check that out in the link below in the description. All right, throwing it back to you, Evan.
Okay, I hope that's not too much for now. As we practice this, it's gonna get a lot easier, so let's go ahead and do that on the piano. So it might sound like a lot right now, but I promise this is pretty easy with practice. So let's go ahead and do just that. We'll practice going up to fourth and then up to fifth. So here's the one for fourths. Again, this is going from thumb to ring finger. If you have each finger on one key here. So we're going up, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we can practice making that jump on different spots on the piano as well too. So if I'm on G, I can practice counting 1, 2, 3 to C. Keep on going. Let's start from F, 1, 2, 3 to B. And I can go down as well too. So if I start with my thumb on something, I have to count down 1, 2, 3, and that puts me here. Or we can do it with left hand as well. 1, 2, 3. And so this would be pinky to index finger. Or let's play F, 1, 2, 3 to B. We can go C, down 3 to G. Just to show you what we're going to be doing here. Okay, so this is going to have just going up or down one note at a time. What we call that second interval, or just playing from C to D. Or we're going to have those fourths. So both of these are going to mix line and space. So we're just looking for small jump, big jump. That's all it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and start it off. And this first note we can see, let's say we're just reading this as the treble clef. So if we had a treble clef next to this, that first note would be a G, and that is the only one we have to worry about naming. So find a G. Doesn't matter which one for this. And now we're just looking, okay, am I going down just one, or am I making that jump up higher? So that first one is small, so we're just going to go down to F, down 1, up. This is the bigger jump, 1, 2, 3. That puts us at A. Down 1, up 1, 2, 3. That puts us at B. Down 1, up 1, 2, 3, up to C. Down 1, up 1, down the bigger jump, 1, 2, 3 to E, and now up 1. Okay, now that we got the hang of that, let's go ahead and just play it a little bit faster. Okay, so looking at this, again, just those small jumps or a big jump. Let's go ahead and do this again, starting from G. So G, down 1, up 3, down 1, up 3, down 1, up 3, down 1, up 1, down 3, up 1. I didn't name a single note outside of that first one, and that is what I'm trying to have you get the hang of. You don't need to name each individual note. We're just looking at gaps between these. All right, let's go ahead and look at the one for fifths. Okay, so this gap is like going from thumb to pinky. So we can practice moving around the piano. Thumb to pinky, that's C to G. Up at D, it'd be D to A, E to B, and so on and so on. And so that's what we're going to be practicing with this one. This is just going up or down one at a time, or those bigger jumps from that pinky to thumb, vice versa. So we're counting out 1, 2, 3, 4 notes between them. Okay, and this one's even easier to see because it's not only a bigger jump, but it's always going to be line to line or space to space when it is a fifth because it's an odd number. Okay, so small jump, just going to be that second going up or down 1 or 2. If we see line to line or space to space, or really just that big jump because it's going to be easier to see, we're doing those fifths, which is going up or down 4 notes, going from your thumb to your fifth finger, that pinky. Okay, so let's go ahead and name this first note. Again, if this is the treble clef, that first note's a D. So pick any D. And we're going to go up 1, Ooh, let's make that big jump. Count out 1, 2, 3, 4 up there. Down 1, down 1, down 1. Let's make that big jump. 1, 2, 3, 4 up to C. Down 1, down 1, down 1. Big jump. 1, 2, 3, 4 up to D. Down 1, up 1. Let's make that big jump down. I'm on my thumb, so let's just play the pinky on G. Back up. Play the same again. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that one time just a bit quicker here. So here we go, starting off on D again. D, 1, big jump, that's B. Down 1, down 1, down 1, big jump. Down 1, down 1, down 1, big jump. Down 1, up 1, down 1, or sorry, down 5, and back up, and again. All right, and that is it. So that is just those seconds and those fifths, going up or down 1 versus going up or down 4. And now we're gonna mix it all together. So we've done everything from that thumb to that pinky, going up 1, 2, 3, or 4 notes at a time. So let's go ahead and put all these together and see if we can get the hang of it. So we talked about line versus space. That's the thing that I always try to keep in my head as I'm doing this, because it just makes it easier for me to read like a fourth versus a fifth, or third versus a fourth. And then as we go to higher and higher intervals, it's gonna help us up there too. So odds, 1, 3, 5 is gonna always be line to line or space to space. Those seconds and fourths are always gonna be line to space or space to line. Okay, so these first 3 measures here are just gonna be going up or down 1 or 2 at a time. And then after that, we're gonna add those bigger jumps. So let's just ease into this. And so this first one is middle C. Oops. So there's C. Let's get going. So line to space, just up 1, space to space, up 2, back down 1, play it again, up 2, play it again, down 1, 1, down 2, and down 2, finishing on C. Okay, I'm going to do these 3 measures just one more time again, because the next one's going to start off with the fourths and the fifths. So let's make sure we got this down before we go any further. So starting off in that C, let's go ahead and play it. Up 1, 2, 1, the same, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. And you should finish on C. All right, measure number 4. So we're starting off on C again, and we can see it's a bigger gap right off the bat here. Line to space, which means it's even. It's bigger than that second, so this is the fourth, C to F. Okay, so C, F, back down 2, up 3. That's another fourth interval to G. Okay, so here's that one more time. Going up 3, going down 2, going up 3 again. We finish on G. And now we're on the second line. So this is going to be C, and this is our first fifth line to line, so we know it's an odd number. It's that fifth. So going from pinky to thumb or vice versa, depending on what hand you're playing with right now. Back down 1, and then, ooh, this is space to space. That's going to be another fifth, so that's going to be down 1, 2, 3, 4 to B. And then we go back up to E. That's going to be a fourth, or counting up 1, 2, 3 keys. Down 2 keys, up 3 keys, down 2 keys, up 4 keys, up to A. Down 3 keys, that's going to be E right here. Up 2 keys, down, that's the fifth, to C. So we started on C, we finish on C. So let's do this one more time. I'm just going to do, instead of talking about intervals, just those gaps. How many notes up or down we're moving. Starting from C, we're going up 4 notes to G, down 1, down 4, that's B now, up 3, down 2, up 3, down 2, ooh, this is another fifth, up 4, down 3, up 2, down 5, or sorry, down 4, that's the fifth, and we finish on C. Thank you all for tuning into this piano video on sight reading. We are now working our way up to reading those gaps of fifths. So you can go ahead and practice with the sheets I showed in this video, or you can look at the songs that you want to learn how to play and see if you're able to get through them quicker reading these gaps. Have fun playing, and we'll see you next time.